I'm sure, talking about Daniel's prophecy, your big question in your mind is, what does all of this mean? Oh, that's a good question. In fact, I have the same thought. The Mormon Church was restored on 1830, which would make it seems improbable that the date of 1844 is relevant. However, remember the words of the prophecy are, after the sanctuary will be cleansed. How is possible to clean a sanctuary? In Hebrew 9, verse 18 to 22, we read, whereupon neither the First Testament was dedicated without blood. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, this is the blood of the testament which God had enjoined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessel of the ministry, and almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without shedding of blood, there is no remission. The sacrifices cleansed Saul for their sins. See verse 13. Because they were in the likeness of the atonement. More than that, all the prophets gave their blood to sanctify their mission, including Christ. In fact, Paul, in the same chapter, explained this identical concept. He wrote, for where a testament is, there must also of necessity to be the death of the testator. For a testament is in force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is not strength at all while the testator lived. Whereupon, neither the First Testament was dedicated without blood. It was at this point that the date of 1844 started to become clear to me. I had always thought that the apostasy was over with the restoration of the church in 1830, but that's not so. There was a verse in Doctrine and Covenants that had always sounded strange to me, but at this point became tremendously clear. On June 27, 1844, the prophet Joseph Smith and his brother Hyrum Smith were martyred like many of the other prophets in the scriptures. In regard to this date, I will have something to say later in the section of symbolism. Let's go now to Doctrine and Covenants section 135, and it reads, he lived great, and he did great in the eyes of God and his people. And like most of the Lord's anointed in ancient time, he sealed his mission and his works with his own blood. And so did his brother Hyrum, because it needs two witnesses. And this is the verse I never understood before, or I didn't pay any attention before. It says, the testators now are dead, and their testament is in force. So the apostasy was over at the very moment that two testators sealed their testimony with their own blood, just as the Hebrew law required. Well, at this point, it's clear to me that Daniel's prophecy not only talks about the atonement of Jesus, but also talks about the death of Joseph and Hyrum Smith. No doubt about that.